what if I told you the shop right behind me is actually one of the most haunted shops here in Temecula? The previous owner, E. Maria, was a Native American who heavily believed in spiritualism. As a matter of fact, she was a devout believer in goat. No, no, let's try that again. Now, what if I told everyone that the shop right behind me here is actually one of the most haunted shops here in Temecula? The previous owner, E. Maria, was a Native American who believed deeply into the spiritualist movement and definitely thought that there were ghosts residing in here. As a matter of fact, she believed that there was a man, a woman, and two children spirits who resided in here. Now, she saw physical manifestations, but I'm going to let the evidence speak for herself. One night, she gets an alarm that somebody has broken into her business. She goes in and sees no point of entry. However, when she checks her cameras, she gets some video evidence of floating orbs. And in my personal opinion, this is some of the best evidence that we've ever seen. So I'm going to go and take a moment. I'm going to show you guys all if we can all gather around here. Now, the orb is right here. I want you guys to look at the way it traverses across the store, and it lingers. It almost looks like somebody is perusing the wares. I've had people describe it as maybe like a child lifting up on their tippy toes to see something. Undoubtedly, there's evidence right here that there's something that occurred that night. Now, she has let us in before during tours, and we've heard noises upstairs, footsteps with nobody in. A lot of different occurrences, and the current owner actually backs up a lot of these claims. During the day, definitely come swing on in. This is a great shop. The actually current owner says that one of the children ghosts suggested that she open up a clothing line for children. Currently, it's in renovation, but it should be readily available soon. Now, without further ado, I want to move on to our next step in the tour, and we're going to be pulling out our next ghost hunting equipment, and that is going to be the dowsing rods. In my personal opinion, this is one of the most strongest responses we typically get on the tour. It's my favorite part. So I'm going to be pulling these out here. Now, for all intents and purposes, dowsing rods are movable rods of copper. There's not a lot of science behind this. There's no magnetism here. These are actually commonly used as devices to find running water for wells. The government in the UK actually does use this still to figure out where they're going to put in wells. So if any one of you are brave volunteers tonight, put it on your resume. You may land a sweet job in the UK. So it's pretty simple. What you want to do is you want to hold these guys, keep your wrists pretty loose, but keep your elbows locked in tight. Keep it nice and straight. Now we're going to be asking a series of yes and no questions. We're going to be getting responses where if they curve outward, we are receiving that as a no. And if we curve inward, these are yeses. Now, the thought process here is because copper is so conductive that we might actually be getting a response from the electromagnetic fields that will traverse. So without further ado, I do need a brave volunteer. Who's ready? Okay, you, sir. Right over here. Okay. So I'm going to hand these off to you. I'm going to go in and kind of adjust your arms, keep your posture nice and straight. Now, between questions, you're going to go and point these guys downward and point them back up to reset for a proper answer. Now, perfect. Your position is great. We're going to start with the most basic yes and no question, which is there a spirit here with us tonight? Okay, I'm getting a slow response. It might be that they're a little shy, but we are getting a yes. Fantastic. If I can have you put the rods down, put them back up. Thank you. Are you a former resident of this town? Let's see. Okay, I'm getting a no. Interesting. All right. If we can reset the rods, thank you. Are you somebody who's maybe connected to somebody here at the tour? Let's see. Oh, we got a yes. Okay, very interesting. Are you able to identify who you came on this tour with? Now we're going to see if it's going to point. Oh, okay. You right over here, ma'am. Your name? Carly. Hi, nice to meet you. Yeah, it sounds like you have a ghost maybe attached to you, and that's fine. We get that a lot on this tour. Nothing to be afraid of. We are going to ask it some continued questions. Spirit, do you wish any ill will towards Carly over here? Okay, great news. You have yourself a kind spirit. Love it. Now, can you point where you're standing in the room, please? Okay, we're having some direction over here right next to Carly. Love it. Okay, perfect. Well, that's all the time we have now for this presentation, guys. We're going to be moving forward with the next part of the tour. If I could all have a quick round of applause for our brave volunteer and Carly and her ghost. All right, I'm going to take those back, and without further ado, guys, please follow me.